Hey guys, Alan here in the shed again as usual. Opposite end, because I can walk through now. This is part 2 of the takedown, which is now sort of part 1 of the rebuild, daft as it may seem. So with all the middle gone, and it's been a week now, and it's still weird to me. It's that I can actually walk into the shed. I keep wanting to duck. I think there's something there in the way, but there you go. The best thing to do is to show you where I'm up to, and I've started a small track plan, because I had a box of bits. You know, when you're cutting track on the flexi track, you end up with certain bits. So I've sort of laid bits out, ideas of what's going on, to try and work out how to do it and whatever it. And it's the same both sides. And I'm trying to come up with new ideas, or new engine sheds, new buildings, new stuff. What I have just found, and I've ordered it, is a new garage, a petrol station, and it's very modern compared to what the other kits were. So that's on order. I've got quite a few bits on order, little pieces, still waiting for them to come. Some have come and some haven't. So what I'll do now, I'll show you from one end and then I'll show you from the other end how it's working out and the ideas. Okay. Here we go. I had to stand the back of the shed here to try and get it all in. But that's where I ripped it all out. This is the whole middle of it we've got ripped out. Last time you saw this was bare boards. I have now painted it black, and I've started a small track plan. Now the idea there, them two lines there, I've left these points in situ. I'm watching my finger, I'm watching the camera, I'm always in the wrong place. You just can't win, can you? Give it a finger. There you go. So that crossover there will stay, because that'll run into them sheds if necessary. What I was thinking was parking a couple of trains in there, either ready for maintenance or after maintenance, or park some maintenance trains along that sidings, a couple of sidings there. This one here I'm playing with as a 3-lane fiddle yard, okay, and these two here, I was thinking of creating a container base run line there, so it gives me 2 tracks for the container base. Now it looks long, but I'd have to split the container train in half to fit them in, but that leaves me all this space here to create buildings, fences, offices, truck parking, offloading machinery, anything like that. So I've got a considerable amount of space there to play with, plus when I'm walking past I'm not going to catch things, that's the other thing. Right, at that end, see that line there, I was going to turn that into an industrial estate with just a few buildings. It doesn't take much, does it? Turn it into a little industrial estate, and alter the jigging a bit on this, create some walling around there, but only have the tracks running up to the end where my finger is now. And like I said, create an industrial estate there, which will give me a sort of road access along here, so I could create a turning area for the container terminal sort of thing, and keep the fiddle yard separate from that. Okay, that's one part of the thinking. Right, over here, this is move things out the way, everything's in the way here at the moment. This is the other half I ripped out. Okay, everything I had old wise, it's flat packed, squished, foots on it, in the bin, game over. And same with majority of track. It wasn't worth having. I've had people saying, oh, what you've done with your old buildings. The actual two steam train sheds I had, they were both second hand. Remember the cardboard bridge, the arches? That was second hand. I got that for £7.50 and I had to cut it down. So it was butchered anyway, so it wasn't worth it. And the rest from where the that was just 12mm plyboard right up to there. And obviously I had all aboard here, so it's just a continuation of the bridge all the way around. Now, anyway, too far ahead of myself. Here I don't have to change the points. That is a single slip there, so I can, if I leave that in where it is, so I don't have to disturb it, trains can come out of the small sidings or the engine bays. It can either go left or straight across. It's only a single slip, which is just ideal. That's all you have to do, and that will go that way. You close that and the track stays straight. Close that and it goes straight across. You don't need a double slip. Single slip is enough. And they're very expensive, so I don't want to replace that. So, and then I got this one here. That can go straight into the engine sheds. And if I was clever enough, I could always link it up with that, but I can't see that happening at the moment because I still want to create. But that gives me 5 lanes of steam engine sort of lines. I could put 2 on each line, because remember I got 10 engines, so there's 6, 7, 8, maybe 9, 10. But I'm thinking of putting a 3 lane in there, put another extra lane in there for the steam sheds. But I've always got them 2 anyway. They can be taken out and moved across to another section. And here I've got plans for this area here to finish off the street. I know that this goes round here. I mean, I can always straighten it out if necessary, but that's the old hotel I saved. Again, it's nothing, it's only a bit of plastic. I got that second hand, and it was actually on a cardboard base with painted yellow lines for parking. Well, I can do exactly the same again, but I'd like to have that there. What I was thinking of was the modern petrol station here. That'd be great, because I've got that space there, because I can't pull this curve too tight, otherwise it's not going to work, is it? Because, for instance, this is a 4th radius curve. If I marry that up correctly there, sorry, see how much it's just too much curve. But if I cut it in half, then I would get a better curve. But there's no need to at the moment, because I've got that bit of flexi track, it's covering it all. What you don't want is sharp curves. And that piece there, I rescheduled all that. I said to you, there was a bit of an S-bend here, so I've redone that, so that works for me. But like I say, you don't want tight curves, especially if you're going to put steam trains on, because remember, you've got 3 axles, it's rigid, and it just doesn't look right, and it doesn't run right. But that's me thinking. From here onwards to my left here, then that's all creatable, but I just want to leave this space to do that. So like I said, it's all busy down there, and the main thing is I don't have to touch that lot in there. That can stay as it is. That can be future. So therefore, a lot of people have said, well, why don't you put a lift up bridge in? Okay, now the bridges used to go across these 2 tracks here, okay, and it used to come down here, across here, around here and back into them two there. That's how it used to work. Well, obviously I can't do that now because I'm creating baseboard structures. Now here, the upper bridge, which I need to cut out, that's how it's snapped out, but I can soon trim that out. It's only a 10-minute job there. Once all this is in place, then I can go about thinking of creating a bridge across here. Okay, I'll come to the next bit in a minute, and it's the same there. Now the points and all that is in place. I haven't damaged this part. I know there's tanks on here. All that can be cleaned up, and I've got a board fascia there with a support block, so I could start another bridge. But the only problem is, if I put a container base here, you put a crane in, don't you? Well, that could be in the way, unless I fetch the bridge more this way. But it's still awkward, because I want the industrial estate to work from here and marry up with the end of that bit there. Now, this is the dilemma of, I mean, I could, because it's so far down here, and it's crossed my mind to create a swivelling swing bridge, yeah, across this gap. But the only trouble, the gap is too much. I think it's was it 23? Hang on a sec. It's 28 inches, and it's far too much. It's far too much to put a bridge across there, especially a swing bridge. But you'd have to do it from both sides. It's just too great of a space to do it. And if I have a lift up, well, I suppose you could do it, but again, it all depends on what happens on the base. So what's going to happen, them points and them points behind the church are staying. They can stay for the future in case of. You can always take them out at a later date, because I can actually reach now to here where I couldn't get to it before, so I can sort that out. And it's great reaching up there for a change, because I never got to clean the track along there because I couldn't reach it, because all the boards were in here. So that's about it basically on part 2. That's where we're up to. But if you sit from here, it's quite a considerable amount of space, and you've got to see my track plan at the moment. Anyway, it's all right laying it out like that. It's actually doing it, that's the hard part, getting it right. Now on this side there is no cork whatsoever. There's no cork all the way down from the tunnel all the way. The first bit of cork is in that corner there. That's where the cork starts, all the way down the station, all the way up to the tunnel, and outside there is no cork. And the cork starts at that tunnel and works down to the back of me. That side's corked. So I've had to buy some cork to do the fiddle yard come whatever, because otherwise I'm going to end up on a ramp. It's, well, you can see it there, it's all ramped already, see? You see it there, see the ramp? So I've got to cork this side, which is not so bad really. It will help sort things out and what have you. Keep things level, that's the main thing. So that's where we're up to. So I hope when I took it down, now you can see it's everything's temporary, isn't it? Everything is temporary. Don't worry about it. I haven't thrown hundreds of pounds worth of stuff away, because like I said, the majority was second hand, apart from the track, and no worries. So at this opportunity, just a sec. So at this point in the film, I'd just like to say thank you to all your support, all the new subscribers that's come on board. I'm doing extremely well on that. Don't know why, but there you go. And some shout outs, you know, especially Tony Northeastern. Fair dues to you, mate. You give me a mention. And oh, I forgot half of them again. It's mad the amount of messages it's flooded in. But thank you everybody that subscribed and took the time out to watch the films. That's the main thing. And the other one is I'm a big fan of Peter Dixon, as you may have found out through various films in your past. He's just come up with a new how'd you put it? He's readapted a coupling to Hunt's coupling, as well as a standard NEM pocket coupling. If you go over to his channel, he's converted a NEM coupling. It's hard to say. Put my teeth back in. He's converting an NEM coupling and put a Hunt's coupling magnet in the middle of it, so it's now completely universal, so we haven't got to keep pulling them in and out. You can, oh, it's a fantastic little job he's done. Fair dues to him. Lovely piece of engineering. So when I settle things down, maybe I'll give it a go, but we'll have to see. So in the next film, I'm hoping by then most of the track will be laid out, okay? And then it starts the creation of it all then. So I think we'll leave it at that, otherwise we'll just go on and on and on. Spend hours waffling. But I need somewhere to park some of the stuff, because I hate having stuff on shelves, you know? Just, that's the way it is anyway. But once you do one bit, it moves on to the next bit, doesn't it? So it's a big major change and upgrade. So once again, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Alright guys and girls, thank you very much. Bye for now. Bye.